Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. I'm just giving a quick update. I'm not really doing anything dramatic. It's kind of early, so I want to keep my voice down. The walls are pretty thin in this apartment or this hotel or whatever you want to call it. I'm really loving the extended stay hotel here. I've got pretty much everything I need to really be comfortable. You know, I got the bed over there, nice little desk for my laptop, and couch and coffee table, and kitchen table, and you know, bathroom and shower. Coffee is always available downstairs, but I also have a coffee pot up here, and housekeeping always brings me a new pack when I run down. Yeah, good times. I threw a bunch of leftovers and some things I got at the store, and one of those Costco-like chickens in for my Mulligan stew, and that's going to be my breakfast. They do have breakfast at the cancer center, and I will be eating it, but I tend to wake up. I go to sleep really early and I get up really early, so breakfast is kind of like lunch at the cancer center. And I'm kind of hungry, so Mulligan stew time. Peeling off some more weight, as strange as that sounds. I won't show you too much of my goriness, but I'm starting to see some kind of indication of abs under my midsection, which I haven't seen since like probably kindergarten. So yeah, losing more weight, feeling friggin' amazing. Cancer treatments are going well. I'm basically bandaged up because I'm reusing the catheter, IV catheter, and it's really easy to just plop down and in the seat, and then they hook me up, and there go the vitamin C, vitamin B17, vitamin K. I've got friggin' all kinds of stuff pumping in, and then basically sometimes like once every, like maybe like twice or three times a week, I get low dose chemo. Let me emphasize that. It's like 5% of what they usually give you in cancer centers, or in the hospital up there where the chemo quack wanted to load me down with her chemo. Boy, was she pissed off when I told her to go pound sand. I am vastly better off. I mean, I wish I'd have known about this place before, because I could have zipped right over here and got a liver hyperthermia probe, where they jam this probe into your chest and into the liver tumor using ultrasound to guide it, right? Then the thing heats up, and then it basically cooks the tumor to death, right? Then I could have easily had the rectal tumor removed without losing my whole rectum, but unfortunately, you can't really. It's really hard sometimes to to basically research all this stuff and find all these answers in time, So I went full bore into the alternatives of attempting to melt the tumors away with, with just nutrition and fasting and supplements and vitamin C megadose IVs and stuff like that. But if I'd have known about this place, man, I could have come down here and practically solved my problem right away. So this is the very reason why I am sharing the cancer information, all the gory, all the good and all the bad, of my journey, and it's because I want my fellow MGTOWs to be able to benefit from this, because the information out there is just so confusing and diffuse, and you have to really weigh every single thing, like things like that guy who advocates using baking soda and molasses to make this horrible tasting swill that you're supposed to drink, and he says that cures cancer, and then you have to look at comments and other articles and things to try to balance what the value is of that, and it's a real exploratory thing. It's like almost like I'm some kind of scientist trying to find his way, through a really tough scientific problem, right? And it's just not easy, and it's really hit and miss. So if I can navigate a course through some of this stuff that may be successful for me or may have been successful for me, I am absolutely willing to point that out. Obviously, I'm a diesel mechanic. I can't give medical advice, but I could certainly say to you guys that if I had to do it all over again and I was just diagnosed, I would, and if I knew what I know now, I would certainly come down to Mexico and get these tumors cooked out and removed, and then hit the alternatives really hard and do the fasting and all that good stuff. And man, let me tell you, it's a huge change in my life to be so much lighter and I'm able to walk around and get up out of a chair so easily. It's just, I feel amazing even with the tumors, and even though I no longer have an ass, and due to a few nerves that I think have been sort of severed, I think bedroom activities might be off the list for me going forward as well, because basically I still, about every 10, 12 days or so, I still get that feeling where you have blue balls, right? You have the tenderness and the sort of the swelling in your testicles, and you kind of want to, get rid of that stuff. So I do what I can, but the thing is, you go straight from excitement to nothing, right? To the aftermath, where you get that huge sensitivity that makes you absolutely have to stop, right? But the thing is, it solves the blue ball problem. So done, no problem. So basically, 80% of any reason I would have to associate with a woman or have a relationship or friendship with a woman around here, right, is gone, right? Because all of the obligations and demands and everything that I would be expected to put forward and supply would all still be there, and yet I would be only getting probably less than 20% of the reason why I even would start the relationship in the first place. So yeah, that's I haven't dated since 2009, but any reason why I would date is dramatically less now. So basically, but man, let me tell you, I am enjoying Mexico. Believe it or not, as it is alien, but not anywhere near the way Cambodia was. Cambodia, it was like I couldn't relate to anybody there. It was just I was just this Sasquatch walking around, and nobody seemed to have any interest, you know. But here, people are a lot more friendly, you know. But there's a lot of unfriendly people too. And now that I'm picking up some Spanish, I'm using Rocket Languages. I'm actually, I think I'm impressing everybody down at the Cancer Center with my enthusiasm and my eagerness to pick up Spanish. And part of the reason why that is my cancer treatments end in about 2 weeks, but I kind of don't want to go home. I kind of want to stay. So basically, I think that I will. There's a MGTOW in Guadalajara who goes by MGTOW MONGER, and let me give him a shout out. And I think I'll link to his channel too. And he basically has pulled out the red carpet to give me, you know, guidance and whatnot, and show me around Guadalajara. And I am strongly considering taking up that offer, unless there's some kind of total meltdown back home or something. But man, Western Washington is locked down again, and it's cold and cloudy and rainy, and it's just wet and muddy and frosty and probably kind of depressing. I'd have to bundle up to do my 2-mile walk, whereas here I can walk to the cancer clinic easily with a hoodie on and be totally comfortable, and then when I walk home, I just have my hoodie in my bag, and it's totally comfortable in shirt sleeves. So yeah, I'm enjoying this place, picking up the language, and I think I want to stay for a while. I also have this crazy idea. I kind of would like to do one of those psychedelic ayahuasca retreats that a lot of the hippies talk about. And part of dealing with cancer, and it also has been shown to have a good effect on cancer too. So if I have any residual stuff after all the treatments here, the ayahuasca treatment might help knock it down. Who knows? And basically, it's people. You kind of resets your brain, and under MRIs, and brain scans, your brain becomes a lot more complex. Significantly more complex. The thought patterns move around more, and you become connected to things that you have disconnected from mentally throughout the years, right? Like there's like bad memories and things that you kind of bury, right? And then you become unaware of them, but they are still affecting you in a unconscious level. But the thing is, with these retreats, and with that psychedelic thing, you can reconnect to a lot of that stuff and integrate it and become aware of it, and then you have a better shot at dealing with all of that stuff. And then your people have been known to be like much more open and much more enjoying of people, and they have like this glow about them and stuff. So it's like it's really been an interest of mine for a couple of years now. So as crazy as it sounds, I think I would like to do one of these retreats. Some of the best places though have a good waiting list, so I could basically hang out in Guadalajara, learn more of the language, and then I'll be more ready for all of that when my time comes around on the waiting lists. I don't want to do some kind of fly-by-night operation where it's just some guy says, here's the stuff, you know. I want to do it with the experts, basically, all those shamans and stuff who are in Peru. Crazy stuff, I know, but you know, I've said before many times that I'm one of those clairvoyant, spiritual, aura-seeing weirdos. Even though I'm a heavy diesel truck mechanic, it doesn't make sense, I know. One side is very, very practical, but I also have this weird other stuff going on too. So I bet that I could benefit a lot from the ayahuasca retreat. And they say you should probably start with like a 3-dose session or a 3-day session, but if I'm going down there, I'm probably gonna do like the whole 10-day or whatever. And then if I just can't handle it for a day, I'll skip a day, and then I'll just recover and everything, and then go into the next one, you know. So I can take it at my own pace that way. And since I'm sitting on a nice stack of Bitcoins, and statistically I have such a dramatically reduced lifespan, 5-year survival rate for this problem is 12%, and I'm already 2 years into it. So it's something it's something worth considering. I'm not changing my budget a lot, but basically I freed up the purse strings a little bit for things like the cancer clinic and stuff. And basically, that's the reason I stacked those Bitcoins in the first place, was for emergencies and retirement and stability and to get my money out of the highly inflating dollar. And man, is it going to be inflating this year. As I said in my last video, Citigroup is predicting 20% inflation, but I think that's a low ball. I think we're going to be hitting probably 35% real inflation. But then of course the CPI, Consumer Price Index, will not take any of that into account. They'll just say, this basket of goods, if you have steak in there, you know, you will just substitute dog food, because it's basically the same thing, you know, and basically they'll just say, oh, and so therefore we only have a 2% inflation rate. Such complete bunk. Sunrise in Mexico. So I'm going to have my Mulligan stew, and Bitcoins did drop back a little bit. This is probably a good time to average in if you have some cash laying around. I highly recommend the Cash App if you're in the United States. Abra is a close second for me. I would stay far, far away from Coinbase. They're nothing but trouble. Every time you need them and things really go crazy, they break and stop working. and the CEO of Coinbase just released a tweet like on probably 1 a.m. at Thanksgiving morning at the lowest volume of the market, and released a tweet about Mnuchin, going to put a bunch of limits on Bitcoin, and it's just, and it was like he tweeted that somebody he knows Mnuchin, and it's like, here's he said, she said. It's just FUD, you know, for the most part. It's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And then in Thanksgiving, the lowest volume, one of the lower volume days, then the whales came in and did their dump, and hoping to scare the noobs and into selling more Bitcoin that they could scoop up and because now that Wall Street's in the game, it's going to be hard for them to do that going forward. Because right now Wall Street is closed on Thanksgiving. You know, they're all humdrum, wearing business suits and stuff. And when the Thanksgiving rolls around, and all their markets are closed, but basically Bitcoin is still going, and all the crypto markets are still going. So they still had their ability to dump. But I suspect going forward, Wall Street is going to be coming in because they're buying all the newly generated Bitcoins and much, much more. And when they're going to put in their stop orders, and when the whales, hopefully, when they hope, you know, in their hopes of scooping up more noob money, they will basically, they'll basically be selling their Bitcoins, and then Wall Street will just go whoop and scoop them all back up, and then the price will go up, and then even the whales will be looking at FOMO, because the price they bought at is, the price they sold at will be lower than the price they're going to have to buy back in at, and I will be laughing my butt off, what's left of it, when I start seeing that happening. So yeah, right now we have a drop, and it dropped down to like 16,000 from 19,000, and then and now it's coming back up. I think it was like 17,000 this morning, and probably within a week we're going to be hammering on the ceiling of 19,000 again. And a lot of people are fixated on 20,000, and they have sell orders in. So a lot of these whales, you know, are selling at that price, and yet, and Wall Street's buying. So yeah, I'm very, very optimistic on Bitcoin over the next couple years. And then as the inflation really hits, and all the world is going to be inflating their currency, not just the U.S. And basically, we're going to be seeing some real amazing gains over the next 2 years. So I highly recommend looking into Bitcoin and you know, starting to average in. And I wouldn't dump $1 billion into it. I just peeled off some of my mechanic wages every month and put it into Bitcoin. And who knows, you know, if I hadn't gotten cancer, I might still be procrastinating on retiring, and I might still be working my mechanic job, because I gotta admit, there was a lot of fun in my job. You know, I really enjoyed it's just give me some tools and a truck to work on, and I'm happy usually. So it was oftentimes hardly even work, but still, you know, when I got that wake-up call for cancer, I have a new mission in life, and that is to fix this problem. Then I can get out there and live my dream to be a wandering mechanic for permaculture communities and small organic farms. That technology really could push us forward and make us much less dependent on grocery stores. Love that stuff. Okay, MGTOWs, I'm going to let you go, and don't get married.